Hello and welcome back to another Cricut video. In this video, I will be showing you how to make these Valentine's Day gift boxes or Gable boxes as they are typically called. So let's jump right in. First, what you want to do is to download the SVG files from my SVG or free resource library. You can go over to my website, insideoutline.com, sign up to the free resource library and download those SVG files. Then what you want to do is come back over to Cricut Design Space, click the upload button, upload image, browse, and then find that image on your computer and then click open. So here you can see all the pieces that I use to create those gift boxes. And basically all we're doing is cutting out cardstock and applying it to the actual Gable boxes. I will show you the Gable boxes that I use for this video. So let's click the upload button. Click on that image and then click add to canvas. So here are all the pieces that you will need. So I will just click the ungroup button and everything should be perfectly sized for the boxes that I'm using. If your boxes are a different size, you may need to tweak some things, but I will show you this box size that I'm using whenever I show you all the materials that I'll be using for these boxes. But for right now, I'm just gonna point out a couple different things to you. So this right here will be my pattern cardstock, and it's going to be my chunky glitter. So this is going to be the outside window of the box that I'm creating. This gray piece is going to be my clear acetate. Whenever I cut acetate, I always, whenever I have it in Design Space, I always change the color to gray just so that I can know which piece it is that I'm cutting. And this red piece will be my pattern cardstock, which has the zigzag lines. If you want to change up any of the colors so that you can differentiate between, what sheets you're cutting out, be sure to do that right here and right now. And then the other pieces include this crown. And then I also have this postage stamp, and we're going to edit this and make it to where it is a print then cut, because right now all the pieces are set to be cut out and we do not want that to happen. And then we also need to do some offsets and then add the name. And then I'm just going to add a offset, and you can see those blue lines going around it, and I'll just click apply. And so what I'll do here is to change up my colors. So I want white on the inside, and then now I want white on the inside, and then the black on the outside. Okay, so those two pieces look good. And what I'm going to do for my postage stamp is just zoom in a little bit more. And I want the top piece of my heart to be red. And obviously you can skip this part if you don't want to make any adjustments. So I will just change that color to red like that. And then I'm going to make a duplicate of this stamp and just move it over. So for this stamp right here, I'm going to click flatten. So now this is a print then cut, as you can see over here in the right panel. And then over here, what I want to do is to ungroup the design. And then I just want this piece, these two pieces right here. So I'm going to select all of that and delete it out. So for these two pieces, I'm going to make an offset and then click apply. Now I can delete out that piece. And I'm going to contour this. And there you have it. And I do notice that, let me see, I don't know if it's going to print this way, but the text looks a little faded. I'm not sure if it's going to print that way or not, but be sure to check that out. So yeah. So the next thing that I'm going to do is to add my name, the name that I want to put on the box. And I will just click the text box and then type Harmony, bring this down. And I'm going to change the font to Hello, I'm going to search Hello. And the font that I'm using is Hello Valentica. I think that's how you pronounce it. I got this font from thefont.com. So I am going to change the color of this font to be black. And then I am going to do 2 offsets of this one. So the first offset, and I can't do an offset until I weld, because you can't do, oh, yes, I can. Okay, here it is. Okay, so that's the first offset. So I'm going to click apply, and I'm going to change that color to white. Okay, and so then I'm going to do an offset of an offset. So click on that offset, and it still has this little number right here. So I'll click apply, and I will change that one to red. So I think that these are all of our pieces. And what I need to do now is to make sure all the colors that are alike match up, because I don't want to have to put on too many different boxes or too many sheets of cardstock. So I will click the make it button just to see how many colors. I should have 8 total. So let's see. I have 7. So that's this. Okay, so I know what I messed up. I know one area I messed up. So I'm gonna hide the red for the harmony. And I want this to print and cut. I personally don't like to cut out letters or text like this. And one more thing I need to do is to just weld this together. But I'm just gonna select all of that and then click flatten so that it can print and cut. I'm going to turn back on that red layer. And with this, it's going to print and cut it. So I don't have to cut out the white layer and then cut out the black layer and then try to glue it down. So I'm going to click make it one more time to see if there is anything that needs to be changed. So those are my 2 print then cut pieces. This is my clear acetate. This is my white. That's the black. That's the red. Okay, I think there's something with this black. Okay, I'm gonna go back over here and try to figure out what's going on. So I think here, I want those to be black and this to be white. And then for a postage stamp, I think that looks good. And then for this over here, I think that should be red. And I'll put the gold on top of that. And I think that's everything. Okay, so I'll click the make it button. So I think 7 is right, 7 mats. Yeah. So first what we'll have to do is to print then cut. But before we jump into everything, I'll just go through this right here. So you click continue, send to printer. And then always click use system dialog, and then click print and minimize your screen. And then you will need to select best and then click print. And before I do that, what I'm going to do is to show you all the materials that I'll be using for this tutorial. So these are all the materials that I'll be using for this project. Here you can see I have my Gable boxes, and these boxes are about 6.25 inches by 6 and 3.5. I got these from Hobby Lobby and they were $4.99 for 12 of these boxes. And again, this is the box. You can see how big it is. So it's a pretty good size box. I also have all of my cardstock right here, and as you can see, I am using some scraps. Over here, I have my adhesives. So I have my Barely Art glue. I have some double-sided tape. I have some foam tape, double-sided foam tape, and then I also have my Pop Dot adhesive squares. And I will have all of these items linked down below in the description box. I have these foam stickers, and these are the stickers that I use on the front of the box right here. And then I also have a variety of confetti and little sweet sequins. And down below you can see this is my big confetti box. So what I will do now is to put my cardstock onto my Cricut mat and cut out all the pieces. Okay, so all of my pieces have been cut out, and what I will do now is to start assembling everything. So I'm gonna first start off by using my Barely Art glue to glue some of the pieces together. And so while I am using glue to glue some of this stuff down, if you want to, you can also use the glue dots to create a 3D effect. But for this project, I am just using my Barely Art glue. But feel free to use some glue dots if you want to. And you'll notice that like on this part, for the name that I put up here, it actually, I did use the glue strips or the double-sided foam tape for that piece, and obviously I use some around there as well. But for any of these pieces, if you would like to use your little glue squares or little dots or double-sided foam tape, like these little things right here, you can definitely do that as well. And one more thing that I want to add about this, this cardstock, obviously it has these little chunky pieces of glitter, and I will tell you that this was not my favorite to work with. In order to cut it, I did have to increase the speed or pressure on my Cricut machine, and I had my Cricut machine cut it out about 3 times. So I definitely recommend that if you use some chunky glitter cardstock, that you may want to adjust your settings so that it can cut all the way through this paper. And one thing that I did not like about it is that it just gets glitter everywhere, and I'm having to use transfer tape to pick up all the pieces of glitter. But anyway, just a side note on that. So now I will take one of my boxes. And these boxes are very easy to put together. There are 2 white slits on the handles that you will need to pop out. So I'm gonna pop it backwards. Oops. And then on this side, I'll do the same thing. And then I'm just gonna open it up. So you can see the folds on the inside. And these pieces, they automatically go together. Okay, I finally have it. I hope that you can see this, how I had to do the flaps. And this is what the bottom looks like. So I'm just gonna close these pieces up. So this is the box. Now what I'll just start doing is to start gluing on the pieces. So this is gonna be my front side. So on this side over here, what I'm gonna do is do my XO. So again, I'm going to use my glue, but if you want to, you can use your double-sided glue dots. And I seem to have lost my crown. That looks like this one. There it is. Okay, so this time I'm gonna leave blank, but obviously you can jazz it up if you want to. If you would like to cut out 2 of these pieces to put on the back side, you know, put one on the front side that we're gonna decorate, and then put one on the other side, you can definitely do that as well. So this is actually my front side. So what I'm gonna do right now is to tape this to my box, and I'm gonna use my double-sided adhesive tape. So I put about 9 little sheets of or pieces of tape on here. There is no reason as to why I did it. It's just the way I thought was best for me. So what I'm gonna do is to place this piece of cardstock down on my box, and then apply a little pressure to make sure that it's sticking. Okay, so it's starting to look really cute. Okay, and then next what I'm going to do is to take my double-sided foam tape. Now on this box, I made a mistake of, so initially when I made this box, this piece right here, the chunky glitter piece, it was super short and tiny. and I had already laid down my double-sided foam tape, so that was exposed, so I had to go back and make this chunky glitter piece a little bit thicker. So I've already made the mistake so that you don't have to, so let's just keep going. So what I'm gonna do now, and let me show you. So you want your double-sided foam tape to be behind this right here. And so what I'm going to do is this. So it can be about there. Okay. So then I'm just gonna lay this tape down. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see. There's a little hole right here, but I will come back and put some tape right there. And I'm gonna cut a small piece to go, fill in my little hole right there. Okay, so this is what your double-sided foam tape should look like. So the reason we create this wall with a double-sided foam tape on the inside is so that we can put our confetti down, and then we're gonna put on our clear sheet to hold the confetti in place. And then finally we are going to add the border to hide our double-sided foam tape. And it looks like I did a great job because you cannot see the double-sided foam tape through that window. So if you've put your foam tape down and you can still see it through this little window right here, you need to go back and adjust some things. So now I will peel off the paper on my double-sided foam tape. So I am getting out my confetti, and I do want to make sure that you know that you don't need to have any holes in your foam tape, because if you do, your confetti will fall out and you do not want that. Over here you can see that this piece is kind of overlaying onto the other piece. So I'm going to take my X-Acto knife and try to cut it or push it down. So I think everything looks good. Again, I just checked to make sure that I have no pieces that you can see through underneath, because that confetti will find its way through. So I just use my X-Acto knife to kind of push it down, push the foam tape down, because this foam tape is very sticky, and I doubt that once you push it down it's gonna come up. So what I'll do now is take this little cup and start putting my confetti in it. I'm just gonna do a mixture of confetti. And this little circle thing, I got this from Dollar Tree, and I only bought one, but I'm definitely gonna go back and buy some more. So most of this confetti that you see here I got from Michael's, and I will definitely include a link down below. I got some of it from Hobby Lobby as well. So I'm going to take my whirler and just stir up the confetti so it's all mixed up, so that when I pour it onto the box, you know, it's all good. I may have to mix it up a little bit more too. So now I'm going to take my box and pour out my confetti. And one thing that you want to be sure to do is to make sure that your confetti is laying flat, so that when you put the clear top on, it won't be stuck, so that it can still move. So what I'm doing is just flattening out the confetti and spreading it out across the box. And that way, like I said before, whenever you put the clear top on or your acetate, your shaker will actually move and it won't just be stagnant. So now for the part that I love is to put on this clear sheet, and let me just move this up some. So put this on top. And there you go. Look at that. Now, some pieces will still get stuck, but you can just like thump on it and move it around. But yeah, that's it. Simple as that. So there you go. So now what we're going to do is to put our last piece on, or our frame, to hide the double-sided foam tape back there. So I'm going to use some more double-sided tape. Okay, so now let's put our frame down. Okay, and there you have it. Like I said, some of the confetti will tend to lump together, but you know, as long as you just keep shaking it, you may have to thump it a couple times to get it loose. But yeah, that's it. So now I'm going to put on my Happy V-Day, and for this I'm actually going to use some more of this double-sided foam tape. Okay, and then I'm just going to place it on there. That's what that looks like. And then I'm going to take my foam stickers that I also got from Dollar Tree. And what I did for this box was basically to layer them. So I'm going to place this one down now. And for this one, what I did was to take off the sticky piece on the back, but I'm going to leave this on and take a piece of this to place it on my box. Then take some more double-sided foam and add the name. So one last thing that I'm going to do is to add the diamond, or the little jewel, bedazzled, whatever. And I got these from Hobby Lobby for $13.99, and I'm pretty sure I used a coupon. So here are both of my boxes. I hope that you all enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.